All right, Chiefs Kingdom, let's get straight to it. There's a new name heating up in trade rumors connected to Kansas City, and it's a name that could reshape our offensive line heading into the 2025 season. We're talking about Wyatt Teller, the three-time Pro Bowl guard currently with the Cleveland Browns. And folks, the buzz isn't coming from nowhere. Pro Football Network is the one putting this idea on the table, and it's gaining some real traction. Now, before we break down Teller's fit in KC, let's talk about why this conversation is even happening. The Browns are in the middle of a massive reset. Veteran players are being cut, traded, or left unsigned. Cleveland looks ready to turn the page, and Wyatt Teller, at age 30, with 1 year left on his deal, is suddenly a very realistic trade piece. That's where the Chiefs come in. According to Pro Football Network, Kansas City could be the perfect landing spot for Teller, especially with the current uncertainty at left guard. Right now, we're looking at Kingsley Suamataia and Mike Caliendo battling it out, but there's still a ton of unknowns with both of them, and that's what makes a guy like Wyatt Teller such an interesting option. He brings experience, toughness, and proven production to a spot that's anything but secure right now. Here's the question I want to throw your way. Should the Chiefs seriously pursue Wyatt Teller? Drop your vote in the comments. Type T for trade or P for pass. Let's see what Chiefs Kingdom is thinking. Also, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe to Total Chiefs News and turn on that notification bell. We're bringing you daily updates, breakdowns, and honest talk about the team we all love. No fluff, just football. All right, let's keep this going, because this possible trade isn't just about upgrading the line. It could reshape the entire offense heading into next season. Let's get into why Wyatt Teller isn't just a nice option. He could be the perfect fit for Kansas City's offensive scheme. And when we say perfect, we mean plug-and-play day-one impact. First, let's look at his resume. Teller has been a key part of Cleveland's offensive line for years. He's been selected to the Pro Bowl 3 times, and he was even named second-team All-Pro in 2021. He's consistently graded out as one of the best run-blocking guards in the league, and he plays with the kind of edge and physicality that Andy Reid loves in his linemen. This is a guy who doesn't just block, he finishes, plays. You watch the film, and you'll see a player who looks for contact, stays engaged, and brings fire to the line of scrimmage. Now think about that in the context of this Chiefs offense. We've already got Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith anchoring the interior line. Add Teller into that mix, and you've got one of the nastiest guard-center-guard trios in the NFL. That would open up the run game, give Mahomes more time in the pocket, and take pressure off the tackles, especially if Suamataia is starting as a rookie. Let's not forget how important interior protection is for Mahomes. We all saw what happened in Super Bowl LV against the Bucs when pressure came from the middle. Ever since then, Brett Veach has made it a priority to build from the inside out, and Teller fits right into that philosophy. But it's not just about talent, it's about attitude. Teller plays with a chip on his shoulder, and that's exactly the kind of mentality Kansas City thrives on. Think about guys like Trey, Smith, and Joe Thuney before he went down. Tough, gritty, no-nonsense players who set the tone for the offense. So here's a quick question for the comments. If the Chiefs added Wyatt Teller, would that make our offensive line the best in the AFC? Let us know your thoughts below. All right, now let's talk about the million-dollar question. Literally, what would it take for Brett Veach and the Kansas City Chiefs to actually land Wyatt Teller? First off, Teller isn't a free agent. He's under contract with the Cleveland Browns through the 2025 season. That means if the Chiefs want him, they're going to have to make a trade. So what kind of deal are we talking about? Given Teller's talent and contract status, this wouldn't be a bargain bin move. But it's also not out of the question. The Browns have been rumored to be exploring cost-cutting moves, and Teller's cap hit is over $15 million this season. If Cleveland wants more financial flexibility, or if they're transitioning their roster in a new direction, Teller could be a player they're willing to move for the right price. So what would the Chiefs have to give up? A second-round pick could be the centerpiece of a deal, maybe paired with a mid to late rounder. Something like a second and a fifth, or maybe a third and a future second. That might sound steep, but remember, Kansas City is in win-now mode. Protecting Mahomes and strengthening the run game is worth it if it helps bring another Lombardi to Arrowhead. Now let's talk salary. Cap. Could the Chiefs afford Teller's contract? Honestly, yes, with some maneuvering. Veach has shown over and over again that he knows how to structure deals. Whether it's extending Chris Jones, reworking Travis Kelce's contract, or backloading new signings, Veach knows how to make the money work. And if he believes Teller is the missing piece, you can bet he'll find a way to make room. So here's something to think about. Would you give up a second-round pick for Teller, knowing it could help Mahomes stay upright for the next 2 years? Sound off in the comments. We want to hear from real Chiefs fans like you. Now let's dive into what really matters, how Wyatt Teller would fit into Andy Reid's offense, and why this move could take the Chiefs' offensive line from solid to downright elite. First off, Teller is a perfect match for what the Chiefs like to do. Andy Reid's offense demands athleticism and power from its linemen, especially at the guard position. Teller brings both in spades. He's got the strength to bulldoze defenders in the run game and the agility to hold up in pass protection against quick interior rushers. That's a rare combination. Think about how much pressure Mahomes dealt with up the middle last season. While the tackle spots got a lot of attention, there were times when interior pressure disrupted the pocket. Teller could fix that. His presence next to Creed Humphrey and Joe Thuney, or even sliding in to eventually replace Thuney if cap concerns arise, would give the Chiefs one of the most powerful interior trios in the entire league. But it's not just about protection. Teller is a nasty run blocker, and that could unlock more for Isaiah Pacheco. The Chiefs have always leaned pass-heavy with Mahomes, but when they commit to the run, especially late in games, they want guys who can grind it out in the trenches. Teller would give them a true tone setter. Imagine Pacheco getting to the second level untouched because of a pull block from Teller. That's the kind of stuff that helps close out playoff games. And don't forget about screen passes and misdirection plays, staples in Reid's system. Teller moves well for a guard, which makes him a weapon on plays where the line gets out in space. Mahomes throwing a quick screen to Rice or Worthy with Teller leading the way? Yes, please. Bottom line. Wyatt Teller isn't just a name. He's a fit both in scheme and in attitude, and with the Chiefs aiming for a three-peat, bringing in a player like him could be the edge they need. All right, Chiefs Kingdom, now comes the million-dollar question. Should Brett Veach actually make this move and bring Wyatt Teller to Kansas City? It's easy to get excited about the idea, but let's break it down from all sides. From a football standpoint, this deal is a win. Teller is still in his prime, a proven commodity at right guard, and the kind of physical presence that fits perfectly in the Chiefs' system. He'd make an already solid offensive line even better. Protect Mahomes more effectively and help the run game reach another gear. That's a triple threat value play for a team that's always thinking Super Bowl. But then there's the business side. Teller is under contract for 2 more years, and his cap hit, around $15 million per season, isn't small. The Chiefs would have to get creative. Maybe that means moving on from a player like Joe Thuney in the near future, who has a massive cap number himself. Or it could involve restructuring other contracts. Brett, Veach has worked salary cap magic before, so it's not impossible, but it wouldn't be easy either. There's also the question of what it would cost in a trade. Would the Browns ask for a second-round pick? Maybe even more? And are the Chiefs willing to give that up for a player they might only keep for 2 years? It all comes down to this. If Kansas City believes Teller is the missing piece to another Super Bowl, especially as they chase a historic three-peat, then Veach should absolutely go for it. When you have a generational quarterback, an elite coach, and a championship window that's wide open, you don't sit back. You go all in. Now, it's your turn. What do you think? Should the Chiefs trade for Wyatt Teller? Or would you rather keep the draft picks and cap space, Drop your answer in the comments and let's talk about it. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you're all in on the Chiefs going for 3 straight titles.